kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
You ready?
That's the run. Tight ends on the loosey. Tight ends on the loosey. Tight ends on the loosey.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's go,
Get it.
2nd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Cummins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
2nd down and goal. Newton to the goal line, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Gun.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our field.
Now Newton on 3rd and goal. Steps away to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get The whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Cummins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some.
And a pressure gets to him again. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Ken Crawley. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Coming off the pick 6, it's Newton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ken Crawley. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
It's going to be a long day. Let's get it.
Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. Johnson's got it complete. The 3rd down run gets him nothing. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. 10-10 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for the Saints. 45 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking to throw. Cummins trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. On 1st down, Newton. It's complete to Fuller. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good-headed scheme going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Here's Newton. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
On the ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, orbit.
Operating from the gun, Cummins. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check. Hey, wahoo. Ready.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they look to throw. Looking deep for Hilton. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Ready.
47. Check, 47. Watch the screen.
Ready.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Anzalone. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a short return to the 6-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally.
30 base.
Check. 54. So we got man.
Shoot.
Going quickly here to Thomas. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now a pass hauled in downfield. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They run with Edwards. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Ready? 180.
March 47. Here we go, D. Here I come.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Newton. Complete. It's Johnson. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
56. Check. Here we go. 56.
Out of the gun, Newton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He's looking for Ridley again. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
We want it. Come to my world. 56 by 56.
To throw again. Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
I'm cut short. I'm coming after you. Kill, kill, kill.
Play action. It's Newton. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Check, 47. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Now Newton. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So backed up to the 6 now, 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Newton. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Ready.
March 56.
Gun.
Mike 56.
Ready.
The shotgun snap for Newton. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, Cummins. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So after the loss of 2, here's 2nd and 12 from the 23. Operating from the gun, Newton, and a catch made by Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Off play action, Newton. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. That's going to be caught. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 48 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Check nickel, nickel. Check, bomber. 22. Check, bomber.
From the gun, Newton. He's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the game.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
70, Indy.
Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cummins. And that'll be incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun. Cummins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Here's Jones. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They go to Johnson again. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Falcons send out their punter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Cummins. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Tack McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Saints on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw. Cummins. Now he's going to go for it all. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Keep it up, guys. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The Falcons on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Newton. And a tough turnover there, as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run and everyone else stays ready, and they picked that one off.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. Flushed out right. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Credit the sack to Malik Jefferson.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. And the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. 3rd and goal, here's the option left. He can run for it, and he will. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. No room to be had there on the 1st down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check. Here we go. 56.
From the gun, Newton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Well, they took a shot there and tried to get it downfield, 4th quarter tie game.
Tried to get it in one chunk, didn't they? Wanted to get into field goal range, as you noted, but good reactions back deep, forcing the incompletion.
Great. Mike 56.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And it's taken in at the 9. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Operating from the gun, Cummins. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, it's been a lot extra.
And this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now following the interception, here's Newton. He gets this one to Johnson. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play, 2nd and 3. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's got Fuller. That one goes for 8 yards.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Mike 56. Mike, echo. Let's make these babies cry.
Now Newton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 20. Well, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think we just saw an example of a game situation that I know is discussed, practiced to the nth degree, go right out the window, and a chance to win the game as well.
Yeah, protect the football. On the other side, you're taught to get in there and rake it out. They did just that.
I mean, they go over this starting in OTAs and mini camps. You go through these situations, and that's the way a lot of teams like to end practice. Finish it off with this type of a drive, kick the game-winning field goal. Everyone feels good and heads to the locker room. In this case, though, they're not going to feel so great about it.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Ready up.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Team 6. Team 6. Ready, 5.
2nd and 6. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T.
Hey, Charlie. Go.
From the gun, Cummins. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
First down, New Orleans.
On the ready.
45. Check Mike 45.
Hey, Delta.
45, 45, Mike, 45. Watch the screen, watch the screen. 45 to Mike. I don't think you got it.
5.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike. He can't hang.
Throwing on first down. Cummins gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas.
The first down pass.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, yards count either way.
Again, it's Johnson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Newton now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Falcons send out their punter on for a very important punt here in overtime. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense did its job. Got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw. Cummins, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
70, Indy. Hey, echo.
45. Mike, 45. Let's go, man. Return up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Cummins. Looking deep for Hilton. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here's Jones on the return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over.
That's it. Look, 80.
56. Let's go. Let's get this ball back to the offense. Let's go. Check safety. Check safety.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the 50, Newton. Going for the deep ball. Oh, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for New Orleans, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.